Here we go. See some fast 40s. Andrew Armstrong.
Andrew Armstrong, excellent size. He's almost 6'4", 202 pounds. Versatile, can play inside and outside. So he's a real fun-loving dude.
Arkansas's Andrew Armstrong with a 4.52.
The goal for him was just to get under 4.6, so getting down the low 4.5s, that's excellent at that size. Give you some receiver numbers here, Rich. If we look at the top 10 in receiving yards last year in the NFL, the 40 time was 4.44 on average. So Moses Malone is the target.
Alec Iomanner of Stanford.
He can say something that few can say here. He got the best of Travis Hunter in 2023. He had a monster game against Colorado. Just 294 yards is all.
That's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And he can run. He can get out. 206 pounds. And Stacy's going to love him. He's Canadian.
From Medicine Hat, Alberta. You know where he's from, Medicine Hat, Stacy?
I do. I know many people from Medicine Hat because Canadians know every Canadian. We know each other. It doesn't matter if you're from the East Coast to the West Coast. We all know each other.
4.47. Nice one. Sean Payton. Well, he found some talent on the offensive side of the ball in last year's draft. Him and George Payton, the two Paytons.
Yeah, they're just got some building blocks. He said he's looking for his joker, though. He wants his mismatch player. Elijah Badger here. A lot of slot fades for him.
4.46.
He's got an interesting transfer story. He
go.
transfers to Florida and ends up going there because of who he wanted to play against competition-wise.
All right, so here's Isaiah Bond. You can hear the fans all abuzz because Bond said he can run a 4.1. Last year when Xavier Worthy of Texas ran the record of 4.21, he Instagrammed out 4.20 next year, and next year is finally here. Isaiah Bond with the record on his mind. There he goes. That's 4.41.
That's why you got to under-promise and over-deliver, Rich. But that's, I mean, it's a great time.
Yeah, by the way.
It's a fantastic time, but. And he didn't really stumble. It was a pretty clean start. It's a good run.
He's got a second one. You got to speak it into existence, obviously, and always appreciate guys who feel confident and aren't wallflowers. They will say it. But 4.41 is a terrific time.
Yeah, like you said, 4.44 is where you're aiming for here. So he got underneath that. Sam Brown Jr.
From the U.
He's got a little wiggle after the catch. He can make you miss. Plays with a little burst.
Wow. That was a vocal 4.44.
I think I need to hear that again more so than see it again.
Okay, it's right from the start.
I feel like
is it a word he's saying? What's the word? Is it bite or something like that? I don't know. Again, I
was that? Is he in the Cobra Kai?
I don't know. It was Pat Bryant, much quieter. 4.62. That's a first, man.
I've never heard that one.
Okay, here's
trained by John Kreese.
Nice. I always like your second bite at the apple.
I like to go back for seconds.
You know what I mean? Luther Burden from St. Louis, Missouri, went to high school in East St. Louis playing his college ball in Missouri. Off he goes. 4.42.
It's a good time for him.
All right, so we're going to take a break, but don't worry. We 100% will show you every single 40, potentially sound full, when we come back. After 4 years in Wisconsin, now with Florida, Chimere Dike, look at this 40 while we were gone. Woo! 4.34.
That's legit.
Juan Felton. The Hokie. The 4.53. Ty Felton. Maryland.
Couple Feltons back to back here. He's real productive, plays inside and outside, and he is fast.
That is a fast turtle. 4.38. Matthew Golden.
He's one of my favorite players in this position group.
4.3 flat.
Yep, I'll take. Sign me up for that.
Matthew Golden.
Sign me up for that.
That could be an official time sub 4.3. You never know. Trey Harris of Ole Miss 4.54.
He's a big, smooth receiver, so not going to be about the top end speed.
That Golden.
It's a golden moment right there.
It is. Platinum. We can upgrade the worth of the medal. Jaden Higgins.
All right. Jaden Higgins is in a clump of receivers in that second round range for me, and he is big and fast. He's going to stride it out here.
4.47. He's almost 6'4".
He gave me some Nico Collins vibes when I watched his tape coming out of college. He gets his production's one thing. He gets a ton of pass interference penalties drawn on defenders.
Here's Treshawn Holden. Again, we're going to see his quarterback throw shortly. An Alabama transfer. Here's Holden. 4.58. I mean, maybe we should stop mentioning where they used to go to school, because that used to be something to talk about, or why.
No, it's just about everyone.
No, it's just
Why
like,
don't you
okay.
just mention the guys who've just gone all the way through and
that's
stayed?
right.
Yeah.
That's the outlier, right?
By the way, Missouri head coach Eli Drinkwitz texted me he was very pumped for Luther Burden's low 4.4. Gave me the first round with the lock emoji.
Now here is Jimmy Horn, Jr. of Colorado.
He catches a ton of quick hitters.
4.47.
Because he's quick.
Well, and again, obviously we talk Shador, we talk about Travis Hunter, and this kid really shined bright, and there's his quarterback all happy. I don't think I've seen Shador at any point this week not smiling.
He's enjoying the process.
He's just taking it in.
Okay,
and living in the moment. Torrey Horton.
This is a really good player, real smooth, coming off of an injury.
Colorado State.
Curious to see what he runs coming off that injury. It's a good time.
4.46. Kobe Hudson.
Horton had only been cleared to run for the last 2 to 3 weeks, so that's a good time for him. Hudson.
Every time I see him, I just think about the little kid that Prime used to bring to work every now and then. And NFL
they grow
Network.
Up fast, huh?
They become grown men, that's for sure. Kobe Hudson.
UCF's well represented at this combine.
4.58. All right, here's Tez Johnson. Tell us about him, Daniel.
I better do it fast.
Nicely done.
He's not going to be here for a long time. He can fly. Gives a lot of reminders of Tank Dell in terms of just the quickness and burst and that size. He's only 154 pounds. One of the smallest players we've seen at the combine ever. but you're going to see real quick why he's here.
Put the key on real quick.
Real quick.
Here's Tez Johnson.
Yeah, he got out. Ooh, he got out.
4-5-5.
Gosh, he just must have topped out because it looked like his start was excellent.
Yeah. Well, he's got a second run coming.
That shocks me. And at that size, that's an important time. Like, he's going to have to run faster than that, whether it's here or at his pro day. That's a significant issue.
Well, he's got a second run at it.
Yep.
We'll be here for it. Josh Kelly is the final receiver of this group. Then again, they'll run it. Then we'll see the quarterback spin it with this group. The final first 40 is a 4-7 flat. And the second group of receivers will get out there with the second group of quarterbacks to wrap up our Saturday, but that's a long way away, as we're now back to the top. And Andrew Armstrong, see if he can improve upon his 4.52. There's a man who appreciates the need for speed. Yep. We see you. It's is he telling us to talk to the hand? Is that what that means?
I think he's just trying to cover up.
Understood. 4.53.
Consistent times there from Andrew Armstrong.
Okay. There's the new head coach of the Jets, Aaron Glenn. The Texas A&M corner, who was drafted 12th overall by the Jets. Now is the HC of the Jets.
Darren Mushi is the general manager. It's a big off season for them. They've got a lot of free agents in the secondary looking at that.
Here's Io Manor.
It's a really good job of running through the ball. I want to see some improvement on some contested catches, but he can really, really run.
He improves. Gets a smattering of applause from the over 10,000 fans here, hoping to see a record breaker like they saw last year from this wide receiver group.
You guys are up?
And that's it. The kid's first overall on the clock.
What jersey was he wearing there?
I didn't
Titans.
see. Pop him back up if you want.
It's a sign you got the #1 overall pick when I can't figure out which jersey that you're.
Oh boy, don't do that. Here's Badger.
4-4-3.
Okay. Kevin Stefanski's on the phone. Hang up the phone. Isaiah Bond is up. Kevin, there you go. He heard me. Okay. So Isaiah Bond again showed up here and said he was going to break the record and he could run in the 4.1s. And again, last year, when Xavier Worthy broke the record, said 4.20 next year. And this is his second run after running 4.41. Can he do it? Isaiah Bond runs a 4.44.
Which again is a great time. It's a great time, but not in the same ballpark as former Longhorn.
So we'll take a break and come back and see the rest of the 40s from the wide receiver group, and then see some on-field drills with some quarterbacks we can't wait to see spin it. 40s we missed, or you missed. We didn't miss them. Here they are. Sam Brown, that actually just made me jump.
It got me a little bit.
It got me. I didn't know it was coming. Pat Bryant.
See if Pat can run a little bit better here.
4.63.
Another shot at that at the pro day.
All right. DK.
This one surprised me a little bit. I did not know he had this much juice.
He does. I mean, his second run almost as good as the first. Both super. Felton Virginia Tech. He improves. Now here is Ty Felton of Maryland.
Yeah, real productive inside outside. He can wall guys off in traffic and makes a lot of catches in a lot of crowds. Fearless, working in the middle of the field. He can go up and get it.
I guess I should mention, every year at Maryland, didn't move.
There we go.
See?
Golf clap.
Look out.
I'm glad he gave another shot at that.
Brian Daboll.
They got the receiver right last year.
Pardon me?
Did they ever?
Nice stumble. Take your time, Ty.
That dude, man.
Take your time.
He was telling us, Daboll, that when we saw him, we were at the production meeting in Munich for that Munich game. He was telling us that
take your time.
That the team would be receiving ideas for plays from their rookie wide receiver.
From neighbors.
Right. But they weren't involving him as the primary target. Sometimes it's him as the decoy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And that, but there were other times where he came with ideas for plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just fascinated to hear this sort of thing.
Not many times do actors pitch a script with themselves in a supporting role.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's a nice 4.39 run for Felton here.
I have a third-round grade on him. I feel pretty strong about that.
But, I mean, if you remember the conversation about neighbors here at the Combine and throughout the draft is, personality and would it mesh with the NFL and all that sort of business? Were there any flags? Didn't see any of that.
He absolutely loves football.
He just loves ball. I mean, you could tell when we met him prior to that game and from the stories that Daboll was saying.
Now they got to get the right guy to get it to him.
Do they ever?
Trey Harris. That 4.54 is plenty fine for him with the way he plays, how efficient he is, how he moves, size. That's where he is.
That's where he is. Jaden Higgins. And some fast 40s here for the wide receiver group. The running backs, again, fastest group of running backs we've ever seen at a combine.
Golden one and done it, by the way. He was good. 4.30. That'll play. I was told to expect faster from Golden at his pro day because he had got a high ankle in his last game in the playoffs.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they said, whatever you see here, he'll be faster his pro day. I don't know that we need to see him running his pro day after that.
It's a bummer he didn't run again. I don't know. I mean, that's just obviously just
that's selfish for us.
Selfish for us.
I do want to watch him run routes and go through the rest of the workout.
Well, you said you got a Nico Collins vibe from him on tape.
They ended up matching up pretty good. When you pull the numbers, you don't know exactly how that's going to come out. But the athletic stuff, along with the size, it's a DNA match. There's a lot of 50-50 wins. You just go up and get it. And the stop-start quickness, we'll see that when we get out in the workout, but sometimes these big guys are stiff. He's not. He can stop and start.
There's Higgins.
Look at that stride.
4.54, so he'll stick with his first. Here's John Schneider. Is that Leslie Frazier?
Yeah, Leslie's in the background.
President of Football Ops and GM of the Seahawks, John Schneider. Here's Holden. Schneider dipped into the Ohio State pool of receivers a couple years ago with Jackson Smith and Jigba, who had a breakout season there in Seattle this year. As Mike McDonald, his head coach, said they need to get the ball to DK Metcalf more than they got him last year. And speaking as an individual who may or may not have had DK Metcalf in fantasy, I can agree. I can second that emotion, sir. Jimmy Horn Jr. Stacy?
Rich and DJ, Tez Johnson's very interesting out of Oregon. He weighed in at 154. He's 5'9", very fast. But when he was asked about his size, DJ, he said, listen, we're not bodybuilders out here. Put the tape on. Watch me play. But he also said this week that he's got a nutritionist and a chef, and he's trying to gain weight. DJ, how does he translate for you at the next level?
Well, it's just at that size, you got to play really, really fast, and you want to see them time really fast to kind of confirm your beliefs. So the fact that he ran what he ran was a little disappointing at that size. He's going to need to run faster.
Here's Torrey Horton, Colorado State, getting the whistle, and Jimmy Horn just got a very nice time. And just to bring it full circle about what Stacy just said, that Tez Johnson said, hey, we're not bodybuilders, we're just put the tape on. Dion, Jimmy Horn's coach in Colorado, famously would say about having the defensive backs go in the weight and reps room and lift 225. And he goes, what were you doing this for? Nobody ever asked me to lift Jerry Rice across my chest and lift him. It's what he said.
That's great.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously you might want to see more weight on somebody or more of a build.
That's just
or whatever,
to see him physically hold up at the next level. And if you
put the pads on, right? I mean, then
yeah, I mean, it's there's numbers that'll support it though. When you're at a certain size, you need to be accompanied by a certain speed to be able to protect yourself.
It's 4.42. Horton, good thing he got the whistle.
Again, he's not. He hasn't been 100% very long, so that means he's probably legitimate a 4.3, high 4.3 runner.
Well, plus the head shake is another indication that he's a 4.3 runner.
Yeah, he's got more. He knows he can be faster than that.
Kobe Hudson. Man, how many kids are named Kobe, right?
From this era, right? It's a great
Every
point.
year there's more and more.
It's a great point.
And then you look down at the notes and they're like, Kobe's their favorite player, and they have the Mamba mentality, and just can't believe he's no longer with us. Every single time I see that name. 4.57.
All right, Tez, let's get this thing down here, man. You're a heck of a lot faster than 4.55.
Should have had David Spade still here telling him knees up, right?
Yeah, coach him up a little bit.
Big run here for Tez. Another great get out.
Yeah, so that's more like it. He's not going to be happy with that, but he's trending in the right direction. He'll get to his pro day. He'll get in the 4.4s. He's not a 4. I mean, I'm just telling you flat out, he is not a 4.5 guy.
I mean, how many times do you hear stories? I mean, Terrell Davis, right? He didn't run great 40, or at least considered that. And then you put the pads on and he's faster than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So some guys actually do better with more weight on them, right?
Well, it's just game speed versus,
right.
This track speed.
So Kelly will stick with his first run. And we're now going to break. We'll get on-field drills when we come back. Some Longhorn simulcam presented by Rocket. It is Bond, Golden. Well, we know who's going to win this.
Hey, Matthew Golden's hanging with him there.
He sure is. We'll be back with some on-field drills, with Quinn Ewers of Texas being some of the quarterbacks out there to spin it. Right here live on NFL Network. This is going to be fun. Don't miss it. Hey, we see you, Shuck. Now let's get the wide receivers in the action. And first up from Auburn, it's Keandre Lambert-Smith.
Really runs up on his toes, and he can pull away when the ball is up in the air. He actually had some good tempo as a route runner. He changes speeds.
And off he goes. The first 40 run by the second group of receivers is a fast one.
That's a good omen right there.
4, 3, 8. He is the nephew of Cam Chancellor. Seattle
good
fans
genes.
may remember him. Apparently he and his uncle Cam speak regularly. Now here comes Jalen Lane from Virginia Tech.
Just at a little under 5'10", 191 pounds, a little undersized, quick slot receiver. Catches a ton of crossers, does a nice job settling in zones.
Make sure it's not on the black line. You can press it all the way
A
up to the
track
top, though.
star in high
Make sure it's
school.
not on it.
In Clover, South Carolina, made his way to Middle Tennessee State and comes to you from Virginia Tech to this 40-yard dash line here in Indianapolis. Fast. It is fast.
We're cooking now. Let's go.
4.35, Stacey Dales.
Rich, I just got reaction from Tyler Shuck's last run, which was the unofficial 4.64, I believe. I asked him how it felt. He said it felt great. I said, man, you were flying. And his response to me was white lightning. White lightning. You got to love it. I asked him why he ran, and he said, you know what? I wanted to come out here. He's competing, but it's always been a dream. This is the NFL Combine. Why not? You love this guy. You got to love him.
Certainly the fans appreciated the visit. Pumped it up. Dominic Lovett.
He's got speed too.
And Lovett almost made it 3 for 3 in sub 4.40s to start us off. Came real close.
I haven't seen a Levitt run that fast since Julia Roberts said she was going to date Lyle.
Look at you. Look at you. Timothy Mumfield of Pittsburgh stepping up.
A lot of quick screens can make you miss. A lot of double moves as well. I was just curious about the second gear, so let's see. Maybe shows us he's got a second gear here. Oh, that's the quicker than fast right there. Good player, quick. Doesn't have that top gear.
San Jose State's Nick Nash is next.
If you like production and explosive plays, you're going to like Nick Nash. 40 explosive plays, so over 15 yards. He's had a ton of production.
He's had over 2,000 yards combined the last 2 seasons, with 24 touchdowns combined.
And wait till we get to that red zone closer drill. The way he can elevate and go get the ball, he's going to be exceptional at that.
And off he goes. Nick Nash with a 4.58.
Yeah, more smooth and fast, but he does a good job. I like seeing guys that stay grounded through the catch. They run through the ball. They don't leave their feet. They don't gather and cradle. He's got a lot of confidence in his hands and plays at that full speed all the time.
Isaiah Nayor of Nebraska.
That's a big dude. 6'4 1/4", 218 pounds.
Is Brian Gutekunst looking on? Does he know how to draft young wide receivers and put them in play, or what?
He's done an excellent job. Well, I think Josh Jacobs wants one more.
4.43.
That's a good time at that size. Okay, is Noel up next?
He is.
All right, I'm excited for this one.
Just a couple of yards shy of 1,200 with 8 receiving touchdowns in his final year at Iowa State.
Where he was training to get ready for this. They said he was a half hour early every single day, consistently, a pro's pro, all business.
Nice get out.
Yeah, he's moving, Rich.
4.39.
Going back through my notes, actually says an hour and a half early for those workouts. And it shows he was ready to roll. Side by side with Emmanuel Sanders. Not too shabby.
Indeed. So the final 40s of the wide receiver group. We're underway. And we'll show you what you missed when we come back. Back here, the 40-yard dash line. Here's what you missed. Caden Prather of Maryland. Nice 4.46. Maryland showing up here today, huh?
They had a good receiver room in Maryland this year.
Jalen Royals.
There's a lot of love for Jalen Royals' game. Day 2 guy.
4.42. All right, here's your guy, Arian Smith. You say that there's a chance that he can have a record breaker.
He looks like he's flying.
And a 4.36 is nicely done.
That was an easy 4.36.
Yeah. Rock Taylor. 4.52. That happened quite literally while we were showing you the 40s. We're back live here at the NFL Scouting Combine.
Tesla here.
Isaac Tesla of Arkansas.
He's got some supporters in the building.
Clearly. Does it have to do with the flow, or is it his family? Could it be both?
Ooh, Pig Suey.
Pig Suey. Love it. That's the neat part about this, is that family and friends now can make it in here, and you can tell.
That's great. Look at the
Obviously.
size here with Dante Thornton Jr.
Almost 6'5".
A lot of skinny posts.
Does he put the skinny in the post? 4.3 flat.
Yep. Those splits at Tennessee, Charles can attest to it. They split you out formationally from C to shining C, and then they let him just run those skinny posts and run right by people. CD, I mean, he lines up on the sideline close enough to shake a coach's hand.
Outs on him out there, DJ, and get people open. Part of the reason Jalen Hyatt really exploded on the scene, you remember that game against Alabama with 5 touchdowns.
Slot, yeah.
He'd end up in the slot, he'd end up outside, and there was a lot of confusion in the secondary. But talked with Josh Heupel, the head coach of Tennessee, and he said the second year really was when Dante Thornton really started to put it together, and you can see him roll right there.
Indeed. 4.3 flat. Jordan Watkins now. Another Ole Miss running reb is running.
He's got the best jewelry we've seen so far.
And a 4.38.
Yeah. You got to pay for that thing. You got to run in the 4.3s. Look at that.
Some fans as well.
That was
Theo
outstanding.
Weiss is next up from Missouri.
Theo Weiss did a good job of taking Luther Burden under his wing there at Missouri. Transfer from Oklahoma. Look at that. That's strong jewelry game, Rich. I think you add that to your run. I think we see you get a little bit faster.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. You feel good with that.
Yeah. I will probably disprove that theory. But I appreciate your confidence, sir.
Be right up to the edge, but don't be on it, you know?
I wonder if that's Al the Jeweler's work, our friend there, by the way.
You can ask Sauce about it. Brian Borgonzi show. What are they talking about? First overall selection, first domino to tumble. Yay or nay, they use it or they trade it? Make your call before Theo goes.
I'm going to say they use it.
Okay. And there goes Theo. 4.59. I mean, you make that call on March 1st. Draft's only late April.
Nothing's going to happen between now and then.
Nothing ever happens, right?
Wells. When your nickname is Juice, usually that means you can run a little bit.
By the way, I'm sure if I was on Twitter, I'd be seeing everybody saying it's the Ole Miss Rebels. The running Rebels is my old UNLV.
Oh, yeah. Little,
my bad.
You got George Ackles on the brain.
That's a good one.
It's a deep cut.
A deep cut. Stacey Augman.
Oh, Plastic Man. Nothing better. Grandmama. How did they lose to Duke? Seriously? I was a little kid, but I was the first time I remember being really, really wrong about a prediction.
Yeah.
Not the last.
.463. We'll be back in the final four first 40s of the final group of wide receivers. We'll play those for you. Whatever you miss, we've got your back. As the kids say, BRB. LeJohntay Wester of Colorado.
He's only 163 pounds, but he can roll.
4.47.
Good time.
Speaking of UNLV, that was early. Here he is.
There he is.
Ricky White. 4.62.
All right, this is the one I'm curious about. Kyle Williams. Have him with a day 2 grade here. He got a lot of ground covered at that start.
4.42.
Yep. He had an awesome Senior Bowl week of practice.
Savion Williams of TCU.
This is one of the more interesting stories.
4.49.
He plays all over the place for TCU. Wildcat, receiver, move him all over the place. He's fun.
Stacy?
Yeah, DJ. He was a quarterback, as you know, in high school. Massive size. Guys, his measurables here, almost 6'4", 222 pounds. And the thing that's been discussed about him, like he's a dual threat. He's, like you talked about, DJ, come to be known as a dual threat. And when he was asked what he prefers in terms of wide receiver, running back, being used all over the field, he wants to be a receiver. We think he's going to be a receiver, DJ, but he's willing to do the dirty work in short yardage. Maybe a tush-push kind of guy.
All right. Lambert's, if it's still allowed. Lambert Smith, 4.38 40 is what he runs. And based on the unofficial times that we have in Group 9 for the moment, Group 8, the previous wideout group, is already official. That said, the most sub 440s by a wideout in a single combine since 2003. Last year there were 9. If everything stays as it currently is, meaning the unofficial becomes
They
official,
hold up, yeah.
this wideout group would have 10.
Jeez.
And that's after the running back group was the fastest we've ever seen. So,
Yeah, it's a lot of speed in college football
I'm sorry,
right now.
I didn't say it correct. That's my bad.
so something's getting sorted out there as Jalen Lane is
He's in that club.
trying to improve upon this 4.35.
Yep, 3 good counts now.
It was a little bit better quarterback play throughout the year. His numbers would have been much better than they were. He's open a lot.
He didn't improve, but he stayed below 4.4. The only sub 4.3 we've seen is Matthew Golden, who ran it once and then not again.
And we had one. Thornton was right on the number, right? There he is. Yeah, 4.30. So we'll see that could
Improve.
improve. That's what Golden did. I think Golden was 4.30, and
It was.
then they
That is correct.
got the little bump. Love it.
He's got a chance if he can improve to get below 4-4.
What was John Lovett's signature phrase?
That's the ticket.
There you go. I knew it was in there somewhere. I know it's Lovett's, but it's still, it plays. There you go.
4-4-1.
And no T-Mac. I know some people you get your team as a pick in the first round. You want to see Tet McMillan here from Arizona. He's not running today, but we'll have a chance to show some of his video a little bit later. He's got a lot of Drake London to his game.
Conate Mumfield. Oh, Pitt.
Should have two boys and start a band.
He gets the whistle.
Take your time. Take your time, man. No hurry.
Are
Take
you
your
making
time.
a Mumford and Sons reference? I mean, my
We're
gosh,
on
it's
you.
getting late.
Get your composure.
It is getting late early.
You fouled that one off. I thought I had it by you. I thought it was by you. You just got a piece.
Just got a piece. Call it right now before Mumfield goes. That man chooses the quarterback, yes or no? That was Stefanski.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I might do this a few more times. Make you make snap decisions
I like the
and
snap
hold
decisions.
you to it.
I like the snap decisions.
Snap decisions with Daniel Jeremiah as we wait for 40s to be run. And I'm going to stick with the first run.
Damn.
You can tell his opinion of his work. Nick Nash coming up. Nice kicks.
Very nice.
And off he goes. Well, what are the odds? He's a 4.58 runner.
Yeah, that's plenty for his play style too. He just knows how to play. He's caught so many balls. Just has a real good feel. Knows how to work in space. We've seen a lot of good receivers in this league in the 4.5s. Amon-Ra St. Brown was a 4.54, if I'm not mistaken, when he was coming out. I've got that right here. Amon-Ra St. Brown was 4.59.
Okay, he turned out all right.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
They are trying to improve upon a 4.43. And he does.
I hope he didn't get hurt there.
Careful.
He stumbled before that last time. There was a couple stumbles and ran faster.
Looks like he did come through it okay.
Let's see what he's got in store. He's had a day with the jumps, jumping 41.5 inches in the vertical, 11.2 in the broad, and he's already put down a 4.39. This is what's called playing with house money at this point in time. Matt Campbell doing some recruiting there and developing at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. We'll stick with the first. When we come back, we'll show you what you missed. Baby Luke dreaming about when I'm calling his name in 2045. Wow, that means I'm here in 20 years. I'll take it.
That dog looked like it was ready to go to work on that carpet. I'd be a little careful there.
I'll sign for that. Here's what you missed. Prather of Maryland. Can he improve on 4.46? The answer is no.
It's all right. First one works.
Royals. Can he improve on 4.42? The answer is no. So Royals flushes that second. Smith, can he improve on 4.36? The answer is
He looks fast, man.
no. Come on. Rock Taylor, can he improve on 4.52? The answer is yes. Yes.
4.44.
Can he improve on 4.44? The answer is no. Come on.
He still has the largest cheering section.
Thornton Jr., can we get
Whoa.
sub 4.3? I'm trying to set these things up.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice payoff if you ever do get it. Those are 2 great times for Thornton.
Yeah, they are. I mean, here I am. Oh, man. Ran a 4.32.
Dude, he's almost 6'5", 205 pounds.
That is crazy. I love how, yes, this skinny post could be his nickname. Peter?
One of the players you're not seeing run a 40 is Xavier Restrepo out of Miami. I will tell you, while these 40s are going on, Cam Ward, his quarterback, is going through a full throwing session with Restrepo. The quarterback throwing on the ball is Cam Ward. So although
That's
Cam
neat.
Ward's not going to be doing the quarterback drills, he's getting his tosses in, and Restrepo's gone through the entire route tree during these 40s.
Good eye spying there, man. Jordan Watkins. .439.
2 great times. Can really track the deep ball down the field, too.
There you go. That's what you're talking about, Peter. I'd do that for you.
You'd warm me up?
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Don't I do that every show?
You do, yes. That's a good analogy.
We rehearse the open, you know. I'm like the Cam Ward to your Restrepo.
Just get me nice and comfortable.
Yeah. Theo Weiss Jr. 4.59. All right.
Better.
There you go. That's called Weiss Lightning.
Nice. Thought you were going to go with a Vanessa joke there, but
There you go. Brady Cook ran a 4.59, so he actually became faster than his quarterback.
quarterback's
there,
had
which you gotta
a
be.
good day running.
You gotta
today.
be, right?
See if Juice Wells can get this time down a little bit. But when you go through the combine, you start getting through the groups like we have. You start realizing why schools like Ole Miss and South Carolina had good years. Got a ton of players here.
.463 becomes a 4.58. That's a vast improvement.
It looks a lot different on the card in the draft room.
Nice round of applause. The official attendance, 13,000. Although the minute Will Howard stopped throwing, a lot of people left.
I think the people that are left are all related to Isaac Tesla.
Yes. DeJounte Wester. If you're out there watching Prime, what's up? 4.47.
I think him and Marshall and Sapp are all sitting together taking this in.
I love it. 4.48. Sapp's just waiting for some big offensive lineman to run slow tomorrow, so he could text me that that's your pace car.
Pace car.
There's Shador.
Go.
Again,
Go.
still smiling.
Go. Go.
Leading Wester.
Cool.
UNLV's Ricky White, the third. As we're getting through the final 40s of the night.
Almost like he got hurt there or something. He just looks like he's okay. That was a hurt grunt more than a.
I hope not. The two Williamses will wrap it up. Kyle first.
I think he can get under 4.4 if
Okay.
he gets a clean run.
Okay.
He's explosive off the ball. When you watch him in his releases, he wins right now.
Remember Kyle Williams, a defensive tackle?
Yeah, a little different run here for him.
Warren Sapp once upon a time broke his film down on game day morning, calling him just my man.
Did it all with no neck. He was
My man.
a wrestler.
Here's Kyle. Let's get it. Let's get it.
There we go.
Oh, so close.
We'll see. We
Maybe
get
the
update.
official. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, worthy of applause. For sure.
He gave you this head shake. He wants to be in the 4.3s.
Oh, maybe he will be. Maybe he will be. That's what he's thinking right now. But close enough where the official time could.
Dude, you're good, man. Your tape's good. 4.4 flat is an excellent time. Savion Williams. When Sean Payton said he was looking for his joker, like a toy that you can move around and find mismatches, this is an example of one of those. That looks pretty clean.
4.51 is the final 40 time of the night. You wanted to see the simulcam of Thornton, right?
Yeah, what do we got?
DK Metcalf and Mike Evans.
All righty.
Mike Evans.
I think he's going to come out on top here based off that time.
You think so?
Look how big he is, and he is rolling. Yeah, he's got DK.
Mike Evans is not winning this race, but guess what? He's running to Canton.
He's winning in life.
So, Mike Evans sitting at home going, I ran a 4.53. What are you doing here?
I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that.
What are we doing? Okay, when we come back, Milroe and Leonard getting out there as Thornton waved bye-bye to pretty much everybody who thought they could beat him in this race.